Hi guys and welcome to Horologique. As you know, right now is the Amazon Spring Sale from the 20th until the 25th of March, and I have compiled a list of very interesting watches, most of them on sale, some are not, but all of them represent extremely good value at different price points. Before we go to the list, if you're new here, in this channel we explore together very nice watches from the entry to the mid-level, but always of the best quality. If that is something that you like, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and of course I have left links to the watches I'm going to be presenting on this video. So if you go ahead and check and click on those links, this channel will receive a little bit of commission, which helps me keep it alive, so thank you very much if you do. Let's go to the watches right away, and we're gonna go from the least to the most expensive. Let's start with a watch that I have talked to you about before several times, and it's for a good reason. It is of course the Casio AE1200, most commonly known as the Casio Royale, and here it is on sale for under $20. You might know this watch if you're a fan of Casio or just a fan of entry-level watches. This is entry-level but extremely iconic, and for that price you get a lot of functionality, much more than what you can expect from others like the ever-popular F91, which is almost about this price right now. The F91 has crept up in price, but this one has not. So for this price, you've got a date with the date, the month, and the day. You've got 5 alarms, you've got a countdown timer, and you've got 100 meters of water resistance. If you look at the very square, iconic face of this watch, you've got 3 main segments. You've got the main hour, day and date at the bottom half of the display, the iconic map of the world, which helps you track that world time at the upper right corner, and you've got a second kind of scope on the upper left corner showing the passing seconds. A very cool watch and an icon of the watch world for only $19. You've got the stainless steel bracelet version for a little bit more. It is at $29.95, so either of those is just a perfect pick. We continue with Casio, and it's the last Casio that I will show in this selection, with a watch that is also an icon, even more of an icon than the Royale, and it is of course the Square Gshock. This model was released in 1983 as the first Gshock ever, and it has gone pretty much unchanged through the years. It is an icon of fashion, an icon of design, and an icon of resistance. With this watch you can do whatever you want. It is a Gshock. If you want to work around the house with this one, you can. If you want to go diving with this one, you can. It has 200 meters of water resistance. If you want to go to the office or to some casual event with this one, you can. And it is black, so it's a little bit stealthy. Also a lot of functionality here. You've got a stopwatch, you've got a very cool electroluminescence, you've got the main hour, the day, the date, and the month, you've got a countdown timer, and you've got an alarm. A very cool watch. You have got the solar version of these, quite more expensive though, at $97, $98, which adds of course the solar and a little bit more functionality like the world time. It is basically the same watch, same design. For the next watch on the selection, we go to a watch brand that is awful and a watch that is actually not too bad. I'm talking of course about the Invicta Pro Diver 8926B, and this one is pretty much a copy, let's be honest, of the Rolex Submariner 5-digit reference. And it is not too bad. Like that 5-digit reference, it does have a pretty crappy bracelet with solid links but end links and a pressed clasp of pretty bad quality, but the head is not too bad. Everything is made of 316L stainless steel. You've got 200 meters of water resistance, you've got some lume, but it's not great, let's be honest. But you've got a Seiko NH35 in here. It cost only $53. So put that into context. For $53, you get a watch from a historic brand. Invicta was founded in the 1830s or 1840s, so it is an older brand than Rolex, than Omega, than Tissot, than many other Swiss established brands, even that Seiko, of course. And this model is a watch that I would definitely recommend to anybody getting into the hobby, especially at that price point for these specifications. 40mm in diameter, a pretty large 14mm in height, a screw-down crown, 200 meters of water resistance, an excellent packaging for a watch at this price point. So at this price point, again, I seriously recommend this watch. For the next watch of the selection, we go to Japan, to one of the main Japanese brands and to a very iconic model, the Bambino. And there's so many models of Bambino, but I really believe that they reached peak with the Bambino 38mm. Not only is it beautiful, but it does have the correct dimensions for a dress watch this time around. These dimensions are of course 38mm in diameter by around 12mm in height and 20mm in log width. This has the proper sizing of a watch and the classic beautiful looks. You've got many versions with this one. You've got a black dial version, which is the cheapest at $189, a bargain for this kind of watch. You've got a white dial version at $203, and you've got what I consider to be the most beautiful, the cream dial and blued hands at $207. In here, you've got not only the great dimensions that I have already discussed about, but you've got an in-house movement. You've got a domed mineral crystal to make it period correct. They could have put sapphire, but with this kind of brands that would have taken the price up. And with these kind of watches that are vintage related, I believe that mineral crystal at this price point gets a pass. Next on the list, we've got a watch that is maybe one of the best selling watches and a huge surprise lately. And I talked to you about this watch a lot on the channel. It is, of course, the Tsuyosa. The Tsuyosa took the world by surprise 2 years ago in 2022. Right here I've got my Tsuyosa, the European salmon version. I've also just received the small seconds version. I'm gonna do an unboxing pretty soon on the channel, so do take that in mind. It is an absolute cracker of a watch. Many will see the face of an oyster perpetual in here. Yes, I can see that. But now you've got an integrated bracelet, present style bracelet. So I do not really believe that they were directly homaging something. They took bits from here and there and they put it on a design, and for me it works perfectly. They started with colors like black, blue, but they also did wacky colors like the yellow, the sky blue, which is at $256. And for that price you get sapphire crystal, you get an in-house Citizen 8 series movement with hacking. The very first versions of this watch came with non-hacking movements. Right now they're all hacking, so just to make that clear. And it is a beautiful watch with sapphire crystal, pretty decent loom for this kind of watch. All solid elements on the strap, but a pressed clasp. That would be its main undoing, I believe, with the water resistance, which is only 50 meters. I would really like this one to be 100 meters to make it a full sports watch. It is 40 millimeters in diameter, a little bit under 12 millimeters in height, and it has just a great look. And if you're looking for different options, you've got so many different options here. And as I said, we've got these small seconds, which will come a bit more expensive, but which is coming very soon to the channel and to your favorite retailers. And now we've got one of the most beautiful watches out there, the Seiko Presage Cocktail Time in green and gold. I believe this one is called the Mojito. I would call it the Mojito actually. I owned this watch, not this watch, but the blue margarita version, which is beautiful, but which was way more expensive though. This watch is absolutely incredible looking. The specs might not be great, but when you're buying this watch, or any on its family actually, you're buying it for the looks only. Take a look at that hobnail guilloche dial. It is extremely beautiful, with a beautiful green and those contrasting hands with a needle second hand, numerals and markers in gold. It has an in-house 4R35 movement, which you can see through the exhibition caseback, a domed hardlex crystal, which is Seiko's mineral hardened crystal, a so strap, but as it's 20mm in diameter, you can pretty much put any of your straps in here, and you can get it right now for $318. If you don't like this green version, you have a little bit more subdued dark blue version at only $314. An amazing looking watch in any of the colors you pick, and a great pick at this price point. For the last watch of the selection, we'll go to a watch which is a brand new release. It is the Gshock GST B600D. I cannot say a lot about this watch right now because I don't have it. I have just seen reviews online. I have one flying from Japan to me, so I'll make sure to make an extensive video once I get it. What I can say is that it is a metallic Gshock, which is Bluetooth and solar, for $360. This one is not on sale though. Not yet. It is reminiscent of the Gshocks that have come before, especially the B400 in this series, but instead of being a 45 or 46mm behemoth, this is only 41mm in diameter. The log to log is only 42.3 and the height is only 11.4mm. So a very wearable Gshock, metallic Gshock, finally some would say, which comes more affordably than the square Gshocks or the Casios in full metal. Those are like $500 and $600. That is a bit crazy for a Gshock. This is correctly priced, correctly sized for once. It might even, I don't even know why they did not name this a baby G. That was a great move though. I am expecting great things. Stay tuned for the review. That's been it for the review. Thank you so much for having followed it. If it was useful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you have not done so. Thank you so much, and I'll be seeing you very soon. Goodbye.